What's going on, everybody? This is Mike and Jimmy at Anglers. We are here doing the big countdown to our biggest sale of the year, customer appreciation event. So it's coming the 14th and 15th.
Yes.
And today we are going to feature probably two of the hottest combos we have on sale. These are the biggest sales by far we've had all year on our combos. So these are going to be Shimano Neck Save reels. On Bass X rods, we have 3 different actions and sizes for you guys. So we are kind of calling these your ready to fish striped bass combos. So ready to fish means we've got them fully spooled with braid, we've got fluorocarbon leaders on them, and we have appropriate lures, jigs, and plugs for the changing season. So these combos are going to cover you for pretty much everything you're going to want to do. So we're going to want to dig into this, Jimmy, and talk a little bit about each combo. So why don't we start with that medium light there and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, start with the 610 medium light. We got it paired up with the Shimano Neck Save 2500. Got it spooled with 15-pound braid on there to a 15-pound leader. Real good setup if you want to do kind of crossover between maybe some like light rockfish and then some perch too. If you're fishing in the rivers, this is a great rod. Like he was saying, we got a 3/8 4-inch paddle tail, which is kind of standard in the rivers or out in the main bay. Really nice, sensitive, light rod. The setup alone, if you pick it up, you're probably gonna be like, wow, this is extremely light. All of them just very well paired together. The reel is gonna be the appropriate size, the braid and everything. But don't think that all these are just for the bay too. All these rods have plenty of crossover into freshwater too, if you guys wanna do some snakehead or some bass fishing. Like this one here would be a great like kind of finesse bass rod if you do pond fishing and you wanna throw some worms or you wanna throw some Ned rigs. Stuff kind of like that, but I do really like the 610 medium lights from St. Croix. Really nice action on them. It's got an extra fast tip that just works out. A lot of people who buy these really tend to like the rod and the action and everything.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite rods actually. I've got one of these 610s, really like it a lot. So these combos, at least the first 2 we're gonna talk about, usually $200, they're gonna be $119. So that's about 40% off the normal price. So let's go ahead and talk about that second rod, which this is kind of we call this like the bay bread and butter, I guess. Like this is your #1 bass jigging rod here.
Yeah, so all you guys who wanna do some like light tackle jigging, 6/8 medium, extra fast. It's pretty much exactly what you are looking for and what a lot of guys are looking for in a jigging rod. Got it with 20-pound braid, 20-pound leader, half-ounce jig with a 6-inch plastic. So everything about this is extremely standard bread and butter stuff for rockfish jigging. But I also love these 6/8 mediums for doing stuff like jerk baits as well. Jerk baits and hard baits and even topwater is extremely fun on these rods too. And a little bit shorter, the 6/8, if you're doing a lot of spooks and walking baits, lets you kind of get that rod point down and have a little bit more clearance instead of those longer 7-foot rods.
And then that kind of brings us right into our last rod, which this is kind of your heavier action plugging rod. So we've got a nice 1-ounce Lonely Angler top water bait on here. Again, like Jimmy's saying, this is going to have a really nice crossover appeal to it too. Lots of different things you can do with this, so why don't we talk about that a little bit too?
Yes, like you said, it got kind of standard 1-ounce, a little bit bigger plug. Got a spool with 30-pound braids, so you get a little bit more cranking power. If you want to throw some heavier jigs too, maybe you're doing some 1.5 ounce, 2-ounce stuff, maybe you're thinking about the power plant in the winter, this rod would totally do all that for you too. We got a 4,000 on there too, so same thing, you get a little bit more cranking power on the reel. If you get a big fish, it's just going to feel a little bit more in control. But this will be a great rod too if you want to do some like redfish jigging, some heavier topwater, stuff like that. Or same thing, I'll go back over to the freshwater. If you do any snakehead, great frogging setup, great spinner setup for them. Or if you do some bass fishing too, it's just a kind of good all around, a medium heavy. A lot of people don't really have them, but you can find a lot more use than you think with just a little bit extra power.
Yep, so these all gonna be on sale 14th and 15th, as well as really all our combos are going to be on sale, 20% off all the combos, 20% off all the rods, 10% off all our reels, but these again are going to be just hot fire sale feature combos. We'll never have them at these prices ever again. That's my sales pitch there for you. So anyway, check out all the details though of our event at anglersannapolis.com. Thanks for tuning in, guys.